For 30 years, we have been lighting up the night. We are Baja Designs, the scientists of lighting.
Score big at four-wheel parts all month long. For a limited time, save big with up to 40% off Jeep JK parts and accessories. Plus savings all month long on tires, wheels, lift kits, lighting, and overland products. Take your rig from boring to built only at 4WP.
Your locally owned Bill Alexander Ford has the vehicles you want. F-Series, Bronco, Expedition, Edge, Explorer, Escape, and Ranger. And try our mobile service for light maintenance. We will come to you. For a difference you can count on, visit us in person or go to BillAlexanderFord.com.
Chemistry, a connection, or something in our genetic code. What we build is who we are. We don't stop at good enough, but we don't quit when the going gets tough. We're not afraid to get dirty, get lost, or turn a wrench. We go until there's nothing left. It's in our DNA.
All right, guys, welcome back once again to your next update here on Fishgistics. Today covering the Score Baja 400. All of this coverage today is brought to you guys by KMC Wheels, presented by F&L Racing Fuel. And we just had a few people come through mics, so we have some more updates for you guys. Don't worry, we're here to keep you guys informed. Bryce Menzies' tracker is not working. However, he is currently first on course still, and we did just see him come through the Mike's water crossing. So the number 7 is first on course. And if we go look at the tracker, we can show you who we're talking about. And he is first on course right about here was the Mike section. So now we have the 83 came second. Luke McMillan, physical. Now this is just off of my timer, so it's unofficial. Luke McMillan was 1 minute and 10 seconds behind Bryce Menzies at Mike's water crossing. Then third was Jack's Redline driving the 89 Mike Walser. Jack's Redline was 2 minutes and 50 seconds behind Bryce Menzies at the water crossing. And then Dan McMillan is the 4th truck that just came through the Mike's water crossing, and he was 5 minutes and 20 seconds behind the first car, which was Bryce Menzies. So remember, our starting order was Luke McMillan started first. So Bryce is ahead of him. Bryce is beating him. Mike Walser, Jack's Redline, started 1 minute behind Bryce Menzies, but they came through 2 minutes and 50 seconds behind. So Bryce has put 1 minute and 50 seconds on the 89 so far in the race. Dan started 4th, as we know, which was 2 minutes behind Bryce Menzies. He is currently 5 minutes and 20 seconds behind him. So Bryce has put 3 minutes and 20 seconds on Dan McMillan through the water crossing. Now, Toby Price just came through in the wheel truck. So let me write that down so I can keep track. It was at 7:25 back. So next car through the Mike's water crossing, and it was right here. This is the score feed. You can see here he comes. So there goes Toby Price driving the wheel truck. Paul Wheel, he was 7 minutes and 25 seconds behind the first car through this water crossing. So he started 5 minutes behind him, behind Bryce. So that means Bryce has put 2 minutes and 25 seconds on him. So pretty much at this point, Bryce Menzies has put time on everyone in the class that has come through so far. Nobody has gained any time on Bryce. He's actually gained time on everybody else. So the number 7 has a really good race going right now. So here comes the next car in there too. This is going to be, it looks like Kyle Jurgensen, who is driving the Brenthal truck. Let me see. We're going to get a time. You're going to see him. He's going to come on your screen. Here he comes right here. So this is Kyle Jurgensen coming through the Mike's water crossing, and he is 8 minutes and 30 seconds behind Bryce Menzies. So there goes the 27. Jonathan Brenthal entry with Kyle Jurgensen driving. He is 8 minutes and 30 seconds behind Bryce Menzies right now at that water crossing. So there you go. That's an update on these first guys. You can see that was the 27. Next through that water crossing is going to be Rob McCachran. So we will get a split on him as soon as he comes through. And then behind him, it looks like it's going to be Harley Letner driving the number 70 for Kevin Thompson. Then we're going to have Brock Dickerson. We just posted a video. You guys are going to go see this. Brock Dickerson is a madman. Check out the video I just posted on Instagram and Facebook. He launched earlier in the day. It looked like somewhere around the Ojos area, but he's just launching that thing. So Brock is on a Brock is on a tear. He's on it. He always is. But yeah, pretty crazy. Yeah, Justin Lofton right with him. Then we have Alan Impudia. And then Gustavo Vidosola Sr. We did hear that the 21 of Tavo came to a stop earlier. If anybody knows what the problem was with the 21, let us know. We haven't heard yet, but we did hear that the 21 was at a stop earlier. They are moving again now, but they definitely lost some time. Remember, Tavo qualified 5th. So look where he is now. He should have been up here with these guys. So a little bit of issues for the 21. It's a brand new truck. This is their first race with it. They had one whole test session on it, I'm pretty sure is what I heard. So brand new truck, going to have a little bit of bugs to get worked out. But they are moving again, so that's good. Good to see that the 21 is going again. You got Tim Herbst here with Pat Dean driving right now in the 19. They are coming along. They didn't have a very good qualifying run, so they actually started... they started pretty far back. They started 26th. So they started 24 minutes behind Bryce Menzies. So we'll see how long it is when they come through. They might be a lot closer than it looks by looking at this tracker. Because remember, we go off corrected time. We don't go off physical positions here in desert racing. Yeah. All right. So that's a look at the leaders here. Let's go over and look at the bikes. We got bikes coming back in very quickly to the Ojos area. The lead bike is the 10X. He has the 325 behind him. It's pretty much been like this the last couple updates. He's getting a little bit bigger of a gap, though, it looks like. That's a 0-minute update and 2-minute update, so that might be why. Once that thing updates again, it's going to jump up here and be a little bit closer. But the 10X, Juan is your lead bike. He is at mile 344, coming back into the Europan area right now. And then he's going to come back into Ojos and take the blue line once again. If you just joined us, the blue line is the bike line. So that is the line there. So the blue line, the bikes have to take the blue line to come back in at the finish there. So it's a little bit different course than the trucks take. So that's a look at them. Let's go look at the quads again. The 7A and the 5A have been fighting together all day. Look at this, still going on right there. We have the 7A leading, then the 5A in second. You get a little bit bigger of a gap there too in the 0 minutes and 0 minutes, so that is a good update. So the 7A is putting a little bit of gap on the 5A. It was a little bit closer together the last couple times we had checked. So going back over to the, I think the Rob Mack may have just come through the water crossing. I'm trying to see now. Maybe not. I'm watching the score feed at the same time. Let's see. What are they showing here? I was going to see if Rob Mack came through. I was going to try to get a time. Maybe did any of you guys see this? I wasn't watching for a second there. I think maybe Rob Mack came through. But if he did, let me know and I'll write it down. I try to keep track of everything that's going on here for you guys, along with getting you splits from everybody. So it's definitely, it helps that a lot of people have Starlinks now because we have cool shots like that from Mike. That's coming from a Score Starlink there. That's on the Score live stream. You can go over to YouTube and watch the Score feed in between mine. And then I'll kind of put it up here when there's something going on in between that you guys should know about. So yeah, that's a look at that. I'm going to turn for the first time. We haven't really done this yet. I'm going to start looking at some of the vehicles by class here. So let's go and look at Class 1. I've been giving you guys a lot of trophy truck updates, but I know people want to see these other classes. So Class 1, and this pulls up 10 at the same time. So right now in Class 1, we have Brian Parkhouse. He is out front. So Brian Parkhouse is your lead Class 1. Has a pretty big gap over the 121, Damon Jeffries. He is showing up in second right now. We do know the 168 is out with a blown motor, Cody Reed. They blew their engine earlier. The 138 was down for a long time with steering issues. I'm not sure if they're up yet. And then the other Brad Wilson car was down earlier with problems too. Brendan Gaughan also is at 0 miles an hour right now. He definitely has an issue because he was your first starter in the class, and you can see he's back a ways from these other guys. So not going too well for a lot of the Class 1 cars right now, besides really Brian Parkhouse and Damon Jeffries. They're the only two that are having a decent run and not many issues at this point, it looks like. So kind of falling apart in the Class 1 class these days. There was only 6 starters today too, which is a little bit less than usual. The 1087, okay, here we go. Here's Class 10. 1087, Ivan is your first car there. And actually, did we just have somebody? Hold on. Here's Rob Mack. We got Rob Mack coming through. So I'm going to get a time here for you guys. 14 minutes. Rob, 14 minutes. That is Rob Mack going through Mike Sky Ranch. He is 14 minutes behind the first car through there, which was Bryce. Rob Mack started 15. Actually, check this out. Rob Mack started 15th. That means he started 14 minutes behind Bryce Menzies. He is on him on time right now. He's exactly tied with him on corrected time. Now, here comes the 21L. This is going to be, we got a couple cars coming here. So there goes the 21L, I believe. And that's going to be 1440. And then we have Dickerson coming there at 1450. So we got lots of action going on with you guys here. So 14 minutes. So like I said, that was 14 minutes for Rob Mack. He started 14 minutes behind behind Bryce. So Rob Mack is actually tied with him right now on time for the lead, on time. So you never know what's going to happen here in this race. Rob Mack right there with the leader, literally within a second or two of him on corrected time. Dickerson started, let's see where Dickerson is. Yeah, you know what? Dickerson started 19th. That means he started 18 minutes behind him. Dickerson has a 4-minute lead right now on corrected time. That is crazy. He came through 14 minutes and 50 seconds behind him, but he started 18 minutes behind Bryce. So he has 3 minutes and 10 seconds corrected time. Brock Dickerson is your leader right now through Mike's on corrected time. So that is pretty crazy. Hang on, we gotta send out an update here. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right. All right, so there's that update. So yeah, we're just seeing that live as you guys were. Dickerson is your race leader on corrected time right now through Mike's. Now we are going to have to keep an eye on everybody else when they come through. We got some more coming through right now. So who's this? We just had coming through the 70. So we got the 70 coming through. You're going to see him in a second here on this feed. So we got the 70. My other feed's a little bit ahead of this, which works out well, so I can turn this on for you guys. So there's the 70. They are 1640 behind. So 1640 behind, and they started, where did the 70 start? They started 24th back. So they were 23 minutes behind. So they might be your leader actually on time. They started 23 minutes behind him, and they came through 16. The 70 is actually your leader on time, if I'm doing my math correct. That's pretty crazy. I think the 70 is actually leading. All right. Trying to keep everybody updated for you guys. So that was the look. So now the 70 is our race leader. It's crazy because they started 1 minute apart. And yeah, that's 1, 2. Actually, my time is off. I am sorry. I'm off by a couple minutes here. So I think that let's see. We got to get the right start order. The other start order I was looking at isn't correct. My time splits are correct. The 16 minutes and all that. So looking at this, Luke McMillan was 1, 2, let's see, Bryce Menzies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he's 11 spots back to Dickerson. That means he was 10 minutes back. Yeah, so he was 10 minutes back. Brock Dickerson is not leading. He's 10 minutes back. He's 4 minutes behind behind Bryce right now. So this other timesheet that I had here, the numbers were not in the correct order. So let's look at this again. He started, Harley started 18th. So he started 17, let's see, 14, 15, 16, 17, yeah. Hang on, I'm trying to do math for you guys at the same time. So Harley started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 spots behind the number 70, or behind the first car, Bryce. So it's really close on corrected time there. Within a minute, I think, on the 70. The 70 is the one to watch right now. Brock Dickerson is up there, but he is not leading. So I think the 70 is actually right there with him. So seeing a lot of good racing going on today. And yeah, that is the Score live feed there coming at you guys. So the 70 is the one to keep an eye on time right now through Mike's. So definitely, and once these guys get to the Pacific side, we'll get some more physical splits for you guys. I know a bunch of people are going to pit right around check 1 here, so we can probably even have somebody go live for us there and get it and get some more splits for you guys. So I don't know, what do you think? That's 43 just went through. Yeah, so the 43 we got a lot of people going through now. So the 43 is Rossler. He is about, let's see, what's the timing, Ben? I could sit here all day and try and do times. He's about 19 minutes, 18 or 19 minutes behind. So the 43 started ahead of the 70. So the 70 is already past the 43. So the 70 is the one to keep an eye on right now. Out of all the cars that have come through, I think Harley Lettner in the 70 is possibly within a minute of Bryce Menzies, is what it looks like on my timing through there. Like I said, he was 16 minutes and 40 seconds behind Bryce Menzies there. So we'll keep an eye on him throughout the day. But definitely cool to see all the everybody coming through Mike's. All right, so that's kind of a look at the leaders, and then let me just go back over to the bikes one more time real quick. We'll check in on some of these other classes back here, the UTV classes. We'll check on them more next hour when they're a little bit more spread out and everything. And let's see, the 10X is still in the lead. We can check on, let's check on the Spec truck class real quick, because I know there's a lot of people interested in that one. So Spec truck class, we have out front the 264 Pierce Herbst. That is actually one of the Deans driving. That is James Dean driving the Pierce Herbst truck right now. So they started out front. They're still up front. It looks like Ryan Hancock is showing up as second on the tracker here, and it has updated 1 minute ago, so I think they are going to be second. That is Brock Keeger driving right now. So Brock Keeger in there with Jordan Poole co-driving in the 228 Alexander Ford truck. The Dustin Grabowski truck is showing at 0 miles an hour on the highway, so that means they are pitting right there. This is a very common pit section on this highway. Everybody's going to do like a quick splash of fuel, basically, is what they would do there. So let's see. And then we have the 204, Christopher Polvardi. We saw he had a flat tire earlier. He's showing as next. So Dustin Grabowski, Hancock, and Polvardi all real close together behind Pierce Herbst. Then another couple real close here. We got Dan Fresh and Justin Davis very close together. Mason Cullen, the F&L truck, and the 297 next. And then we got another little gap back to a couple more trucks back here. 269, Jason McNeil, your class champion. Caden McCachran. Caden, if you guys didn't see the video, he almost wadded it up in qualifying. It was crazy. He came off this thing sideways. He had a really good save. Unfortunately, they had a flat tire, and they had to they DNF'd or had to basically finish in the back. So they started all the way in the back, the 219. That is the Serapis Herbst truck right there that Caden McCachran is driving today. So they're going to be one to keep an eye on split times because, like I said, they started way in the back. So we'll definitely keep an eye on the 219 today and try to get some split times for you as they come in. All right, so that's a look at Spec. All right, well, I think that kind of covers the race for right now. Like we said, Bryce Menzies is your leader currently. Behind him, we have Luke McMillan second. Jack's Redline, Mike Walser, entry is third. Dan McMillan is fourth. Paul Wheel with Toby Price driving is fifth. Kyle Jurgensen driving the Jonathan Brenthal entry is sixth. Rob McCachran is seventh. The 21L is next, and then Brock Dickerson is next, followed by the 70, which is right there with Bryce Menzies on time. So I'm going to go do some more math calculations while I'm not talking to you guys, and try and get some more splits. But it looks like the 70 and the 7 are the two that are leading the race right now. It's really close between them. So we'll get you guys updated. We'll be back at 2 o'clock with our next update, and I'll get you some more split times for that one. Okay? We'll see you guys in a little bit.
If off-road adrenaline is what you crave, we've got exactly what you need. Introducing the all-new RZR Turbo R and revolutionary RZR Pro R. Reimagined from the ground up with the power to push you further, the confidence of next-level strength, and exceptional control for conquering the wildest terrain. The next generation of RZR is here, and it's built for those who live wide open.